Okay, welcome back to my Let's Play of Genshin Impact on the PC. I've been playing a fair amount on my own again. Really just been enjoying the whole experience. I think I've played more now than I did back in the day. And the game is mostly the same for me up to this point as it was back then, but they have added like some new monster types and stuff that I've encountered, which have been pretty cool. Since the last video, I've spent a lot of time in the mountain area, the big icy mountain, this whole big zone. And it's like a mini zone. It's part of Mondstadt technically, but it also has its own like whole set of quests. It has its own, like I said, currency, and its own like achievements associated with it. And so, yeah, I spent just pretty much the whole time just combing over this mountain for different reasons, which I hadn't done before. So it was really cool. In addition to that, we have sort of our party for the time being pretty well sorted. Now, of course, we're going to do some more wishes, so who knows what else I will pull out, but I've been pretty pleased with this team since the last video. Of course, we have Noelle. It's funny how much like I like her now as just being the DPS of my team. For like little weenie dudes that you fight, just like a few of them, she's perfect. She'll just walk up with her giant sword and just obliterate them pretty quickly. But for tougher enemies or large groups of enemies, that's when I'll switch it up and we'll rely on some more elemental reactions and stuff. So primarily that's, of course, from Fischl and Xiangling. Both of them bring out those little summons that repeatedly do elemental attacks. So, you know, she's got the little bear, Fischl has the bird, and they'll both repeatedly attack for a little bit, proccing multiple overloaded reactions, which is really nice, especially on, like, single target tough enemies. But then, if we have a big group of enemies, you combine that with Sucrose, who then, when that's all going on, she just plops down this, and then basically everything is dead. That kind of deals with everything. Sucrose is not incredibly useful, I've found, against, like, one tough boss enemy. But still, she's nice to have, because if she does activate a swirl effect, she actually boosts all your other characters' elemental mastery by 80, which is nice. So yeah, I've been liking this team. I've got them all up to level 50, all of them, and they all have 4-star weapons that are also all upgraded to 50s. So that's as far as I can progress at this point. In order to ascend again, we need adventure rank 30. And then to ascend our weapon, we need adventure rank 30. So there's a lot hinging on that. We are adventure rank 28, which is pretty far along at this point. We can actually do now the entire rest of the Liyue Archon quests without being stopped. So that's pretty nice. And once we get to 30, we're actually good for, I think, all the rest of the Archon quests in the game. It does take a while to get to 30. I mean, that's no small feat. And again, I don't want to sort of, for you to underestimate how much time I've been kind of playing with this, but, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. The other thing that we unlocked along the way was, for characters, you can now spend to level up their talents. Basically, their abilities and their passive benefits. So here, I've already leveled up her normal attack, her sword, basically, and her burst to level 2. But you can also, I could level up her elemental skill. So this would increase basically all the numbers associated with it. It would do more damage, scaling off your defense. Your shield that it would create would absorb more. You would heal more whenever the heal procs, and it slightly increases the chance for the heal to proc. To do this, costs 3 teachings of resistance, 6 damaged masks. You know, these are fairly common things you're going to be picking up just as you play. But it also requires some money. Now, turns out I have a shit ton of money. When I when I first started leveling up their talents, I had like 60,000. So I'm gonna go ahead and level that up. So now to level it up to level 3, we need to ascend again. So we can't quite do that. So that's good. I didn't level up much because I didn't have a lot of money at the time. But let me just level up a few things of like their most notable talents. Probably also her swirl. And I think I already leveled up her Gooba. But we can level up her Pyronado. Alright, so that's good. So that's cool. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things that I could talk about, but I don't want to bog it down. There's just there's so much to do in this game. There's so much going on. It's really a game that can just take up hundreds of hours of play, just exploring and experimenting and doing all sorts of different mechanics and so on and so forth. But let's get to the wishes. We're going to head to the shop because I think I have a lot of primo gems. I've got 892 more. So I'm going to go with these, because these let us do the standard wishes. And the standard wish has the chance of having just, like, I think, every character. Whereas the other ones, the Intertwined Fate, those are used for the special character banners, which is basically if you just want, like, these characters. These have the increased drop rate. So Tanari, if you really want Tanari, you go for this one because they have a have a well, I think they have a much higher drop rate. Same with Kali, Diona, and Fischl, and that's why we already got Kali out of this one. I think we got Fischl out of the other one, but regardless. And so maybe I want Tanari, but I don't know. I don't think I really want to fuck around with Dendro at this point. There's enough going on for me to not worry about that. But I do have 2 of them, so let's do it. We can also go for this one for Zhongli, who I think is pretty good. Maybe we should go for this one. All right, fuck it. I convinced myself. Not that it matters. We're not going to get anything except for a couple weapons. But we can build up the pity counter. All right, so here we have 29. We have 29 wishes. So let's do a couple of these. All right, we did get a 4-star sword. The flute. Normal or charged attacks grant a harmonic on hits. Gaining 5 harmonics triggers the power of music and deals 100% attack damage to surrounding opponents. Harmonics last up to 30 seconds, and a maximum of 1 can be gained every half second. Okay. I mean, it seems fairly good. All right. And let's do another one. Oh, 2 new characters. Look at that. The gods are shining upon us. We've got Toma, who is a fire theme, and he uses a spear. So this is he's competing with Xiangning here. Xiangning. Uh, sh- Flame-filled flying kick deals AoE pyro damage while also summoning a defensive blazing barrier. Okay. And Crimson Oyoroi. Spins his polearm, slicing his foes, the roaring flame deal AoE pyroing it, and weave themselves into a scorching Oyoroi. Active characters' normal attacks will trigger Fiery Collapse, dealing AoE pyro damage and summoning a blazing barrier. This can happen every second. Okay. Interesting. Fishing. Yeah, I didn't even know fishing was in the game, to be honest. So that's interesting. All right, so that's that one. I don't know if he'll replace Xiangling, but we'll see. Then we have Kuki Shinobu, who is electro-themed. She uses a sword. Okay, maybe the flute. Create a grass ring of sanctification at the cost of part of her HP, dealing electro damage to nearby opponents. This follows your current active character around, dealing electro damage to nearby opponents every 1.5 seconds and restores HP. Oh. Okay, her burst stabs an evil excoriating blade into the ground, creating a field that cleanses the area of all that is foul, dealing continuous electro damage to opponents within its AoE based on Shinobu's max HP. Interesting. So she can heal, and she's all about having a fuck ton of max HP and elemental mastery. This is interesting. All right. Let me, real quick, let me just look at a tier list just to see what people are saying about this. So let's see here. We got Shinobu and whatever the other guy's name was. Okay. Kuki Shinobu is A tier, according to this site. Toma is B tier. Damn, so I got some bottom of the barrel characters here. Now that's just one. Let me specifically look up Shinobu. Let's see. What are people saying about Shinobu? Her kit is weird. Seems to be some hate against her. Doesn't sound like she's too popular. But it's sort of the thing is like, you know, anyone could be a good character, or you could enjoy any character. You know, it's not all about like top tier end game max DPS. You know, that's a tale for plenty of games. It's like Monster Hunter, you know? It's like if you just look at like the speed runs that they, or not the speed runs, but whatever they call it, the time attacks, where they, you know, everyone competes on a single monster and you see which weapon kills it the quickest. And it's like, oh, well, this one kills it the quickest, so that's got to be the best weapon. It's like, okay, that really doesn't fucking matter to most people. Just enjoy what you enjoy. I don't know. I mean, I kind of want to I'm not so sure about Toma replacing Xiangling. But she seems pretty cool looking, and her abilities are maybe viable, but you know, she's a healer, so I don't know if I really need a healer. And Fischl has the bow. That's true. Fischl has the bow. That's kind of hard to... And apparently her damage output is quite lacking even after heavy investment. Says if you're using all Electro and you need a healer, she's good. But other than that, damn. Damn. I mean, I'll probably mess around with both of them, but yeah. Can I? No, I've already done that, so I can't. All right, damn it. Then we have to do these individually. A sword. A sword. A sword. A book. A sword. A debate club, yeah. Oh, Favonius Lance. 4 stars.
I just need a moment to quickly take down some notes.
I see. So I have her with the prototype Star Glitter because it adds energy recharge so we can use her abilities more often. Or her burst more often. I also picked up the Dragon Spine Spear. This is like your big reward after doing like a fairly time-consuming quest line in the mountains. Unfortunately, it seems based around using her as a DPS. So, you know, which she is viable for. And I mean, that is certainly an option, especially in the future as I shuffle things around more. So I'm glad I have it because it seems very solid. It's got a physical damage bonus and a nice AoE proc. I mean, not necessarily for her. I don't know if it's specifically good for her, but just as a good DPS spear, it seems solid. And then we have Favonius Lance, also has energy recharge. And crits have a small chance to generate, or a chance to generate small amount of elemental particles. Seems solid, but I don't know. I think it's fine. I don't need to waste resources. And I don't have a sword user, so the flute doesn't really matter. Yeah. As for artifacts, I probably should spend some time. I very rarely look at this screen. I probably should. You know, I have her with the Berserker set just because it adds a lot of attack damage. But I guess I could upgrade some more stuff. Probably not now because it's a little time-consuming and boring to watch, so we don't need to do that. But, yeah, anyways. Alright, I think that's good for now. So let us continue the Archon quests. We're searching for Cloud Retainer. Over here. I'm not playing with it now because OBS doesn't like it. But Windows 11 now has a feature called Auto HDR, where if you have a HDR capable display. And you have a game that doesn't natively support HDR, it will do like a faux HDR or so. I don't know how it works, actually. I really have no idea, but like Genshin does not support HDR, as you can see, but auto HDR works, and it works for a lot of games. And so I tried it out earlier when I was playing by myself, and it really looks phenomenal. Like, everything is just bright and popping, and the colors are just gorgeous, and I wish OBS, like, handled HDR better, because it would be really cool to show you Genshin, like, how it could look for most people, if it really supported HDR. But I guess, what do they really care? Most people play on, like, their phones or something. Well, actually, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I imagine in, like, China and Japan, most players are using some sort of mobile device.
Hey, who put this table here? They've even set it ready for dinner. There's a wine jug and everything. Ooh, they even have the guest names carved into the seats. Here sits Retainer. Here sits Guizhong. Here sits Rex. Maybe Rex is short for Rex Lapis. But Paimon has no idea about Guizhong. As for Retainer... That's it! When Mooncarver was going through the names of his Adepti buddies, he said there was one called Cloud Retainer. So this must be where Cloud Retainer and the other Adepti have their dinner parties. How about we cook up some extra special dishes for the Adepti? We're sure to get Cloud Retainer's attention that way. But what do Adepti even eat anyway? Paimon has no idea. People must make offerings here all the time. Guess all we can do is look around the area for any leftovers. Maybe that'll give us some ideas. Do you think maybe it's at all possible that the Adepti might like to try some sticky honey roast?
Sticky honey roast is good.
I'll catch up. It's very clean here. Whoever cooked here last obviously likes to keep things neat and tidy. Paimon bets they were making an offering to the Adepti. Looks like we got us some matsutake and some raw meat. And what do you know? The recipe is right here. This chef was a super organized person.
Alright. I will say, I think the cooking system in Breath of the Wild is more entertaining to me than in this game.
A little dusty. Best give it a spring cleaning.
From what I recall. Because, like, in Breath of the Wild, you could just mix ingredient. Like, you could just throw whatever into the pan and see what you get and come up with different concoctions and things like that. Whereas in this game, it's all about recipes that you have to find.
Do you think they were making an offering? Looks like they didn't use all the ingredients. Let's see here. We got some snapdragon, some lotus heads, some tofu. Whatever they were cooking, it sounds complicated. Hey, look over there. They left some notes too. Yup, it's a doozy. Paimon's not surprised they had to write it all down. It's a lot to remember. We should read it carefully.
But, I mean, it's not really... Especially as time goes on, it's becoming less and less fair to compare this game to Breath of the Wild. They're not the same. They're not trying to do the same thing. But, like I said, I'm just saying, if you're going to compare cooking in a couple different games, Breath of the Wild is better. Like, I haven't really found much need or interest in messing with, like, stat boosting stuff in this game. Because it just seems like, okay... like an MMO, like, once I get to high-end tier stuff, like, okay, then you gotta min-max and get the really good food to make sure you're buffed. Whereas in Breath of the Wild, it was just like, okay, well, I'm gonna mix this up to restore some health, and maybe I'll throw in this to boost my blah 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 for a little while, and it's just like, okay, here's my concoction, and there you go, and then you continue on your adventure. Like, eating was kind of just part of the adventure. Whereas this game, there is no, like... It's just... yeah. It's different.
Whoa, the ground is covered in flour. What a messy chef. Seems there's meat in this pot, but Paimon can't tell which kind. Do you think whoever cooked this made it as an offering to the Adepti? Paimon can't quite imagine an offering made of flour and meat. Huh? Our messy chef dropped a piece of paper on the floor. Ew, and there's a huge footprint on it, too. But footprint aside, maybe it has something to do with this mystery dish.
Alright. So we need to, what, cook the 3 things we just found? Oh, light a fire first. There you go. Alright, so flour and meat is Mora meat. So let's make one of those. Good, got 2. Then we got Matsutake meat, of which I can... Matsutake meat rolls. Make that. Yeah, just default to Barbara. Okay. And then jewelry soup. Alright. We got our food. Sure? I mean, does it matter? Good, 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 good. Cloud Retainer's Abode. Recommended elements, fire. Yeah, no, I remember this one. We're gonna want amber.
Leave it to me.
if this is the one I'm thinking of. Yeah. Yep.
One senses the presence of a sigil of permission. One knows not why you have come, though the sincerity of your offering is clear. Hence, you shall be granted an opportunity. Find your way through mine abode, and you shall receive an audience with the Adeptus whom you seek.
It's just because I had Xiangling in my party on my first account when I did this. And so I recall it being a massive pain in the ass because of you have to activate like multiples of these fire things, and Xiangling's either got her burst or her skill, and both ones are big cooldown. I guess that was never explained. So your skill, so like my right trigger, this thing, that has a cooldown. I don't know if that's lessened in any way by picking up the energy, but it has a cooldown. So it eventually comes back. And that depends on, you know, on the character. Your burst, however, uses up a certain amount of energy. So it requires a certain amount of energy. And once you use it, it will never come back until you accumulate that energy. And I think if we go to the tutorial... no. System... Elemental... No. I'm sure it explains... Oh, obtain energy. Absorb elemental orbs and elemental particles to replenish energy. Dealing elemental damage, defeating opponents, or performing other actions that might also generate elemental orbs. So, yeah. Various things give energy to your character. And this is modified by the character's energy recharge stat. Like how much energy they get back. And they need to absorb a certain amount of energy based on their burst skill in order to use it again. So, like, Noelle's... does it even say? Yeah, energy costs 60. So hers is 60. Fischl's is 60. Sucrose's 80. Amber's 40. Some go up to 100 or maybe more. So that's how that whole system works.
To get up there. There's a wind current when you need one.
See, look at that. 5 of them. 5 of them. And those have to be activated in fairly short succession, if I recall, or something like that. And so you have to, like, place the bear, if you're using Xiangling, in, like, specific spots. Otherwise, like, you'll never get... Now, if you have her burst, that's great. But if you don't, it's shit. And it, like I said, it doesn't have a cooldown. You need energy. So you might just be screwed. So that's why we just grabbed Amber. Should have rotated it the other way. I don't know what this, like, computer, like, Tron music is or whatever. Ah, that's it. You have to activate it in a certain order. And yeah, and go... Oh, yeah. Do not bring Xiangling into this. Alright, so that's 1. Okay. But you can see now why this was burned into my memory from having to do this with Xiangling. Fucking brutal. Alright. 2, 4, 1, 5, 3. Pretty simple. And they give you, like, quite a bit of time. And, like, you don't need nearly that much time with Amber to do it. But, you know, when you're doing it with Xiangling, it's like, oh my god, give me an hour, and maybe I'll do it. This was nice and easy. Okay, this one... yeah, this is a little bit of a puzzle. Emphasis on little. Yeah, okay.
One is most impressed. The path that leads through this abode defies those of ordinary abilities. The one before you is the Adeptus Cloud Retainer. Now speak of the matter which brings you here.
Did you build this whole place?
You surmise correctly. This place did one self-build, as did one design the mechanisms within. In fact, even Gui Zhang and Rex Lapis themselves found one's technological accomplishments to be worthy of commendation.
This place is huge, and there are so many mechanisms. Do you really have this whole place to yourself? What's it even for? Did you build it as your private mechanism workshop or something? It's just like the stories say. The Adepti leave the human world, find somewhere to go be a hermit, and then they research and invent all these amazing things.
One is simply not partial to the tedium of social interaction, and wished to find some peace and quiet. Find it one did. Shortly after which, you arrived bearing your sigil of permission. But enough. State the matter which brings you here at once. You have disturbed the tranquility of this place for long enough.
You explain what happened in Liyue Harbor.
Rex Lapis. Assassinated? How can this be? Such a heinous crime! Who would dare? The notion is so preposterous as to be unbelievable. One shall have to verify the truth of the matter independently. Perhaps one shall quash Liyue first, then convene with the other Adepti.
Excuse me?
Wait, what? Did you just say squash Liyue Harbor? Are you seriously gonna wipe out the whole city?
Well, she said quash.
Only a response of sufficient magnitude can negate the possibility of further incidents.
Aren't you supposed to protect the people there?
It is as you say. But if Rex Lapis has indeed been murdered, then Liyue is in great peril. To delay in quashing the threat is to invite further disaster. It is precisely because one does not wish to see further suffering that exceptional measures are deemed necessary at this exceptional time.
Yikes! Quick, you gotta think of something. She wants to squash Liyue flat, and it doesn't seem like she's bluffing.
You accepted our offering. That makes this a contract.
Exactly what Paimon was gonna say. We made all that delicious food and gave every last bit of it to you. We were hoping you might help Liyue out, not wipe Liyue out. Or at least let's, discuss it first. Can't hurt for you to get a second opinion.
Contract? A cruel irony that you should appeal to the notion after the merciless murder of the god of contracts himself. The people of Liyue seem quite content to dispense with their contracts. They are quite adept at taking that which is composed of black and white and turning it gray. Nevertheless, since you come here in the name of contracts, far be it from one to abandon one's own contractual obligations. Least of all when you come bearing a sigil of permission. Rex Lapis infused these sigils with adeptal power when he first cast them. That power once aided humans in battle. Most of the sigil's power has long since worn off. It is but a keepsake now. This keepsake cannot be taken as proof of your trustworthiness. One must investigate the claims that you make independently. This, no doubt, is Mooncarver's very reason for summoning us. Your audience with the Adeptus before you is now concluded. Leave at once, and...
Okay. That was that. Now we are going to Wangshu Inn, which is right here.
Oh, this seems to be Wangshu Inn. Compared to Joyun Karst, this place seems basic. Are we really gonna find an Adeptus here? Let's take a look. Paimon reckons he'll be on the balcony. Doubt we're gonna find him in the kitchen.
Can't even pet the dog. What the fuck?
Oh, he's not here?
To the blind, everything may not be as it appears. A sigil of permission? You came prepared. Though this only prevents me from hurting you myself, doesn't stop you from getting hurt in other ways.
Paimon doesn't get it.
Too much contact with our world is breaking the rules. Mortal souls are not as robust as those of Adepti, nor can your blood carry this level of adeptal energy. It's for your own good. Leave. Now.
Wait a sec, we came here to... Paimon's peeved. All he does is think about himself. Paimon wants to give him an ugly nickname. But if you tick off an Adeptus, the only thing you'll probably ever find in treasure chests is cabbages. Blech. Guess we should go ask the boss lady of the inn about just how she manages to talk to Adepti.
Okay. That's something. Smiley young... What? What? Smiley. Let us begin, Luton, with 10% less of each ingredient this time. Alright, then step 1, begin cooking. Yes, sir. First, the water. Careful there with the speed at which the water is poured. It is most important. Next, we add the ingredients. First, in go the radishes. This looks more like an alchemy experiment than cooking. Will dishes made this way really turn out alright? Oh! Right. Yeah, this was a side quest I did. Where they're, like, trying to find a scientific formula for radish soup. Yeah. Oh, so that's what that message is saying. He's tied up with this side quest that I'm in the middle of, and I didn't actually ever finish. Okay, so let me finish that. Yeah, I've 19 of them. Here you go. Okay, more radish soup. Oh, they're going to Sumeru. Alright, now we can continue with this.
Someone needs assistance.
That's funny, I could have sworn I did a side quest that, like, repaired this staircase. I don't know, maybe it was this that got repaired. I don't know. I don't know. Tell me about that Adeptus.
Oh, you've already met Xiao. Not bad. Not often he's in a good enough mood to agree to see people.
That's his good mood?
Oh yes, the Adepti are very hard to come by. Many people go their whole lives praying to them, never once actually getting to see one. When the Geo Archon built Liyue, he borrowed power from the Adepti. But most of them only know how to protect Liyue by fighting. So for many millennia, it has instead been humans who have led Liyue.
What is with the audio? I mean, I don't know. Nothing else ever cuts off like that except these important main story quest lines. Whilst the Adepti have lived hidden away on the outskirts.
You know a lot, huh, boss lady?
It's not boss lady, it's just boss. Anyway, seeing as you have the favor of the Adepti, things should be a lot easier. Well, if you want to know my opinion, if you keep Xiao in a good mood, things should be okay.
Good mood? Can't really imagine what a good mood looks like for that vigilant Yaksha.
Will be interesting, won't it? Come to think of it, I've never seen him smile either. How about this? You go see the chef for a bowl of almond tofu and a plate of whatever it is you're best at making. Almond tofu is one of the few human foods Xiao likes. The other dish is up to you.
Why are you pronouncing his name differently every line?
Up to us, eh? What do you think you're the best at cooking?
Perhaps a Maha Manjusaka hot pyro slime.
Wow, never heard of that one. Paimon wants to try it. But if we're gonna be cooking for an Adeptus, perhaps a satisfying salad would be the safer choice.
Lame.
I'll catch up.
Can't you see I'm on a break, kid? Scram!
Excuse me, we'd like an almond toast.
Scram!
Whoa, this chef guy's service is about as good as that Wagner guy's back in Mondstadt.
It's for the boss, Golden.
I see. If it's for the boss, then guess I don't have a choice now, do I? But my heart's not really in it right now. Not enough to make a dessert as painstaking as almond tofu.
And why is that?
A fencer's hand must be steady. So too must the hand of a chef. But my hands, they're not steady. Because, a traveler once told me that this inn is haunted. And then just now, in the kitchen, I saw something. Something not right.
This chef looks so intimidating, but speak of ghosts and he becomes weak.
I keep thinking, even Wangshu Inn isn't safe. I can't keep a steady hand for something like almond tofu.
All right, in the name of high-quality almond tofu, we need to go check this kitchen out.
All right. Whoop. This didn't seem like a good plan, I guess. Oh, I could actually have cooked through the wall. That's pretty good. Well, might as well snag that.
Wonderful.
It is wonderful. Oh, okay. So basically, I just took the worst route possible. All right.
Needs a system. Doesn't seem to be anything.
All right. She actually swore according to the text, not according to just her scream sound. Nope. Alright, let's go tell Smiley Yan Chao about what happened. I'm sure this will make him feel great.
What? You saw it too? There really is a ghost. What? How could I?
Okay, so he's useless now. What do we do? Forget it. Let's just go see the boss lady again.
Well, she probably needs a new chef, I would imagine.
Scared of something so insignificant. Hard to believe he was once a notorious bandit.
You don't seem that afraid of ghosts, boss lady.
Gods and ghosts. I've seen it all before.
Come to think of it, others don't seem to know there's an Adeptus here at the inn except for the boss lady.
Shh. Say any more and you'll be divulging my little secret. Right. Best you two be off. Go see to it that that little ghost doesn't go scaring anybody else. Not that I'm ordering you around. It's like the Adeptus said. Mortal souls are not as robust as those of the Adepti. So as not to be harmed when dealing with the Adepti, you can start by practicing with that ghost.
But how should we persuade the goat?
There is a calligraphy painting in the inn known as the Witness Sigil. It's been in circulation for over 1,000 years. Go take a look at it. Once you have, look for a place outside where you can see the exact same Witness Sigil formation.
Alright. Okay, it's a thing. Okay. I see it. Yep. One of these little puzzle bobs. Something like that. There it is.
There she is! So scary! Quick, you grab her! She's trying to get away!
No.
If it's as the boss lady said, she won't disappear like last time.
Hold on, there's a Geomonocnonomolus here. A Geoculus. Come on now. I will say probably the best thing about this game's mechanisms compared to Breath of the Wild is that rain doesn't make you slip when you're climbing. That, I don't know what they were thinking in fucking Breath of the Wild. That's a worst... Oh, man, I hated that. I wonder if there's like a mod you can get to remove that.
She doesn't know when to give up! This old decrepit ruin guard? Surely it's not...
Alright, so let's do this. I forgot to switch off of Amber, so that's good.
I'll catch... Don't break my glasses!
Nice.
Silly churl, Billy churl. Finally caught you! Paimon's pooped. Silly Billy, Billy churl.
Oh boy.
Haunting things isn't nice. Little girl, are you listening? Chilly churl, frilly churl.
It's like the kid singing scene in Doctor Strange 2.
Now listen here, young lady. Oh, okay. Dusky Ming won't tease the travelers at the inn anymore. Next time, you can come play with Dusky Ming. If you don't come and play, Dusky Ming will come find you.
Delightful. Silly Billy Churlish Ghoul. I definitely remember doing this quest the last time I played. So we're not quite up caught in the main story to where I was, but character-wise, I don't think I was this well developed.
What? You really got the ghost to promise to stop haunting the inn? Wow. You really are something. I am in your debt. Please, wait a moment. I'll make you the smoothest, silkiest bowl of almond tofu. Haha, my hands are steadier than ever now that she's gone.
Alright. Almond tofu. I don't know. I mean, I'd maybe try a bite, but... the one time I had tofu, I wasn't really that impressed. But I made it myself, so... you know.
I'll catch up.
Look. Big stone inside that basin. Paimon guesses this is a rockery. But aren't they usually put inside gardens or yards? What's the point of putting one out here? Top of this rockery has something strange on it. It seems to be a mark of some kind. Let's just look out for mountains that look like this rockery. Okay. Like, I'm really gonna remember that?
You two, again.
Wait, don't go disappearing again.
What's this?
It's your favorite, almond tofu, as well as this distant traveler's best dish, a satisfying salad. Quick, tell him everything before he finishes eating.
Rex Lapis. How could this be? I can't imagine it. Though times have changed, I've never imagined a Liyue without him.
What I don't understand is, what are these... Okay, so their job is to protect this one little city from any harm. And they are like direct servants of the god. Why wouldn't they have been in attendance on the one day of the year when the god actually shows up and there's like a huge gathering of people, which is, you know, like the most volatile time of the whole year? Like, why? You couldn't even bother to fucking... I mean, the other ones are like hidden away as recluses, but this guy's just like down the street at the top of this inn.
The ruling Qixing. Just what role have they played in this? I will seek Mooncarver, Mountain Shaper, and Cloud Retainer. It is time they too made their decisions.
Will the Adepti take over his role in Liyue?
Adepti do not turn on their responsibilities. I have my reasons to not want to be tainted by the mortal realm, but responsibilities are responsibilities. Our god is the god of contracts, after all.
Wait! Paimon still has one last question. That Dusky Ming, she's...
When conquering demons, on occasion, you can come across spirits who have never hurt anyone, yet are also not yet able to be moved on. So I asked the innkeeper and the boss if they could keep her here for a time.
So really, Wang Shuin was looking after her. Really keeping a wide range of business going, huh?
Alright. Good stuff. So yeah, we'll be heading back to Liyue Harbor next time and seeing what they all do now that the god is dead. Gods and ghosts. It sounds like a cool, I don't know, book or something. I don't know. It's a cool title for something. Anyways. I don't think I'll be playing quite as much on my own before the next video, but you never know. I want to mess around with these two new characters I got. But yeah. Overall, I'm pleased with my party setup. But if we got Chi-Chi, I'd have to swap her in, because she's the best. Alright. My name is Mangg. Game watching has been Genshin Impact. I will see you fine folks in the next part.